Hi and welcome to Olivari Tennis, the first online tennis academy. My name is Julien Olivari. I've been coaching for more than 20 years, ATP, WTA, and top junior player around the world. And today I'm going to teach you how to hit a flat serve. Let's go. So as I said today, I'm going to teach you exactly how to hit a powerful flat serve. So first of all, very important is to grab the right grip. So I understand that some of you have a foreign grip on the serve if you are beginners, but today it's going to be a little bit more advanced. So we will need to have an Eastern or continental grip. Eastern can be okay for a first serve. Some players are playing with the Eastern, but most of the players are using continental because it's easy after that to hide it and to play slice, to play kick, and also to play flat if you know exactly how to pronate. So I'm going to teach you to do exactly some exercise how to pronate with the wrist, but also I'm going to give you some exercise to get really a lot of power on yourself so you can be very aggressive on your game serve. So first of all, as I say, we're going to put the grip. So I'm using continental grip, very important, okay? But what you have to understand is that when you have a continental grip, the racket's going to come this way, then you have to pronate. So the racket should be completely straight. If you watch carefully how Kyrgios is hitting the serve, you will see that his racket is completely straight like this. That's why he has so powerful and so precise serve, especially on the first serve. So very important to get to the place that you all completely open the racket. Don't try to adjust this racket face by changing your grip in the direction of the semi-western or on the forehand grip. So really pay attention that you keep the continental or slightly eastern. Eastern will be, like you hit with a hammer grip, this is still fine, okay? If you have a hammer grip, it's still okay, but continental is always the most recommended. So at the contact point, what you have to do, it's really to open. So first of all, what you have to feel the motion. How to feel the motion is really when you get to the contact point, you really learn and you try to really keep the racket completely open. So it should look like this when you hit, and then you watch that your racket is pointing and you're not letting the racket twist. This is important to learn the contact point for the flat serve, because if when you finish the serve, your racket is tilting slightly like this, you will not get a perfect flat serve. So very important, it's at the contact point, you stop and you check yourself. If you find yourself with a slice angle, then you know it's not perfect. I'm gonna move the camera forward so you can really see it perfectly. So let's watch it from this angle. As I told you, at the contact point, completely straight. You see, my racket is facing down and not slice. If I'm not hitting completely, then my racket angle will be in this direction. Instead, string should watch the ground. So very important, check yourself, go slowly. And first of all, you learn how to open the racket. You must at the contact point to be completely straight if you want to use maximum power and if you want the wrist to break like this way. If not, you will go slice and you will lose power. If you want a pure flat serve, especially if you go T-point or body for the player, then you must learn how to open the racket. One more. Straight. You should be able to bounce the ball after that, to check yourself. Go, and then to bounce, okay? So you can bounce. After the serve, you should be able to bounce this way, okay? The second exercise now is really to bounce, to learn with a continental grip to bounce the ball and to extend the arm completely straight, because at the contact point, you will be completely straight and start bouncing the ball forward this way. To learn to really open the racket while your elbow is fully extended. Because if you bounce like this is cheating, okay? This will not help you at the contact point to turn, because when you get to the contact point, your elbow will be fully extended, and then you have to practice this tension and this feeling. So don't do too much, because it will put a little bit pressure on the elbow. It's when the elbow go and is turning himself a little bit here. So just straight and easy this way, just to get the feeling. And then after you go and you try to feel exactly the same feeling that you had while bouncing. So you can do 5, 6 like this, and then one more time, 5, 6 like this, and then you go and up, opening. So by doing this exercise, there is chance that because you want really to open the racket, that your grip will slide in the direction of the forehand. So pay attention always to correct and to check that you have a continental grip. Straight the elbow forward and bounce, and then one more time, up, and you want to feel this tension and the pronation forward. This is the second exercise. Now let's go to the third exercise. Third exercise is very easy, and I did it also with the arm wrestling in the forehand. Now we're gonna do it with the arm wrestling in the serve. So Racket has to be down, exactly like arm wrestling. Put your hands so you feel the arm wrestling. And this is the way we're gonna work on the pronation. So we're gonna open the racket, but the wrist doesn't break, wrist is straight. It's only the forearm that is rotating. When my racket is facing up, I'm trying to bounce the ball this way. But what I want to go, I want the racket to be in this angle. I don't want the racket to be straight like before. Now I want the racket to go inside. I want the pronation to go this way, like if you're going really in the arm wrestling mode. Hop, and this way. So you go backward, this way, and now you make it this way. After, let's say 5, 6, you go here and you try to finish the same way, arm wrestling. So this time you're not trying to extend, you're really trying to go right, like if you want to go behind, like if you were swimming. Hop, this way. And then you learn how to really open and to work on the pronation. One more, racket open, boom. After I did it, I go there, same feeling, okay? All this exercise teach your body how to open the racket and how to generate power, because the power will come always from the elbow, the extension. So of course the power is coming from the legs, you bend, and when you go there, you want to generate maximum power. For that, you have to train your muscle and to make the right exercise to generate some acceleration in this area, especially in the forearm. So don't overdo it, because if not, you will get injured, especially if it's the first time you do the exercise. But start working on it 15 tomorrow, 20 day after, or 2 days after, 20, 25. When you start feeling that you don't have any tension and the muscles are still relaxed after you make it, then you can move to the next session. So one more time, go and hop. I finish this way. If you remember Pete Sampras, if you watch the slow motion of Pete Sampras, he will always finish this way, because he was using the arm wrestling serve to really use this part to generate maximum power. And especially when you go outside, if you want an outside serve, if you want to go to the wide, you want this to go puff this way, and then you get a great angle, still using a flat serve. Okay, so this is the third exercise. One more time, table, racket behind, and boom, pronation this way. Okay, now let's make it a little bit more difficult. So now you put your butt cap in front this way, and now you bounce forward. So now it will be more generate, like if you, after you pass the elbow in front, now you're in this position, and now you train the muscle only after. For before, it's to learn the motion. Second, it's gonna be here, and then you use the pronation this way. I'll show it from the other angle. Okay, so let me show you the exercise from the beginning. So we have the straight, to learn how to straight. After, we bounce with the elbow completely straight. After, we have the arm wrestling this way, hop, and finishing behind. Finishing behind you. See, hop and bam. One more. Really want you to see this angle, it's important angle. So you see, I'm not releasing my arm. I keep the racket aligned, completely aligned. I just turn my forearm, not the wrist. Forearm, and now, boom, this way. Hop, boom, this way, okay? Third exercise. And now the fourth exercise, we put the elbow in front. So after the serve is coming, the elbow is coming in front. And now you learn how to generate. So you bounce on the ground, and you really use the elbow, and bounce this way, and you finish with extending elbow this time, okay? Go, because at the contact point, you will have an extending elbow. So you go, and you extend, okay? Exactly like when you're gonna get there, hop, and then when you do the exercise, you already know how to extend the elbow this way. And now if you see, I hit pure flat, hop, and see, there is not even one roll of the ball, because I use my pronation the right way. One more time, the elbow in front, and then I'm going forward this way, and I generate maximum of pronation using this exercise. One more time, elbow in front, and you see, up, I extend my elbow. So don't try to turn your wrist, okay? Don't try to turn your wrist. Keep the butt cap in front, and you go with the butt cap. At the last second, you open. Don't open before and then hit it, because this is useless, okay? One more time, elbow, butt cap in front, and at the last second. So this exercise will help you not to open the wrist, this one. And when you go after this one, you'll pay attention that nothing open. If you do this, it's a mistake. So up and boom in the last second. If your racket, if you struggle to do it, take a racket that is a little bit lighter, or handle the racket in the middle. It will help you also. Try go in the middle of the racket, and then you will have less pressure. I don't like much to do this, but it's good if you feel it's too heavy, because I like to feel the full racket to keep the timing the same way and the same distance from me and the ball. Okay, so you have all this exercise, and now let's see from behind how it should look like after we use all the exercise. Okay, so now let's watch it from this angle. After we finish the exercise with the butt cap in front, now we're gonna use all the 4 exercises and see the result of it. So I want to show you from one more time from here, the butt cap exercise. So after you finish the serve, you cross the line with the butt cap, and now full extension. And now we finish, we make the all motion, elbow in front, and then full extension. As you see, the ball has 0 spin, pure flat, because my racket is completely open at the contact point. But to get to the point that you're capable to keep the racket open like this, you need to make the exercise. That's super important to really teach the muscle where they should go to help the racket to open as much as possible at the contact point. One more. Up. See, and the sound, pure flat. Okay, so now let's see the Pete Sampras serve, the one that I'm wrestling. So you can use it, but this put a lot of pressure on the shoulder. So it's better to use it only for the exercise than to use it actually as a serve. Go and boom. So this one has a little bit slice, that's why I wasn't concentrate. Up and now open. Bravo. See, I pay attention that my racket at the contact point is 100% open. Timing wasn't right. This way. And this way. Can see my racket at the contact point is purely open. Hope you understand everything. See you in the next video. Let's go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and now you know exactly how to hit a flat serve. Make use of this exercise, they are very helpful. If you want to work with me one-on-one, click the link below. See you for the next video. Let's go.